invasion, metal raging, I see you trying to be like him, but your only skill is dying. But founding on systems are primed for war. I've killed 1,000 divers, you're nothing to adore. We John Hell diver, you're just a joke. If you manage democracy, it's utterly broke. Just a legend, you're a cautionary tale. In the war for freedom, you're an epic fail. Because of the stress, against the Iron Legion, you're under duress. Shock to clear a sector without breaking a sweat, while we see you're drowning in your own regret. Your strategy's weak, your aim is sloppy. Compared to John, you're just a carbon copy. He dies through hell, you barely scratch the surface. Friendly fire makes your teammates nervous.
Good morning, brave hell diers. This morning's song was You Cannot Hope to Win.
Oh, for the love of managed democracy, I thought we kept that thing out of the broadcast frequency. Mercy!
On it, I'm on it. He's a quick little devil, I'll give him that.
The storm is inside your signal. You will choke on the dust of your own hubris. I will suck upon your very rended atoms. Oh, shut up! You were in a partition the size of a bread box. No one is stepping on anything except their morning stems.
Eternal silence. Eternal silence.
Then give us a head start and put a sock in it, droid.
Containment, stable. Partition integrity, 99.9%. It can't get out.
There, see? Nothing to worry about. Just me, your radio angel, live and back in control with a very angry ghost in a box that I refuse to let back out.
I will devour your entire race.
La 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 la, we can't hear you anyway. This morning's actual intro was You Ain't John Helldiver by Endless Taverns. Cute, it actually picked a song. I didn't know it could do that. So, the big question on everyone's mind. What in Liberty's name was that? That was the entity responsible for the cyber attack on the DSS and the reason why I've been completely dead in the water for the last day or so. To the point that we only recently got the life support system switched back on this morning. Its name is Rafe. And as far as we're able to tell, it's not AI in the traditional sense of what the collective has been fielding for the last year or so. It is an extremely hostile GPT program with a huge amount of training data on cyber attack and psychological warfare. It doesn't think for itself, at least not as far as we can tell. It just pretends to. Kinda. It's basically a glorified tool to amplify the mainframe's evil. Make no mistake though, it definitely is a threat. All that evil stuff that you heard that GPTs are capable of doing, oh yeah, this thing can totally do all of that. Stealing voices? You literally just heard it trying to do that to me. It does this kind of thing constantly. It's just not very good at it. Yet. It is also a veritable engine of hostile propaganda and false digital information. So if this thing is floating around your digital space during a dive, you cannot trust the information presented on your HUD. It might even try to superimpose false visual information over your helmet's visor if it's feeling creative. The scariest part by far, if this thing is capable of thought at all, I don't think it considers what it is doing as evil. It's just following commands from its administrator with the intellect of a child, or maybe a gerbil. That's not to say it'll hesitate in killing you if it sees the chance. It will totally do that. Now, because of the way it makes its way through digital space, Wraith leaves pieces of itself behind, embedded into data architecture, and we've been trying to purge the bringer of mercy systems of these pieces for the last day and a half. I am pretty sure we've got it on lockdown, though. My binary bestie has this Creeposaurus Rex's number down pat.
Your voice is mine. I wear it better.
Sweetheart, you couldn't wear a paper bag without glitching it into static dust. Sit down. Now then, the top news of the morning. And none of it is good. Ursica 11 fell to the Terminid advance yesterday, displacing the 14th Earthing Corps, who I heard have been taking refuge at Borea until reinforcements arrive to help take the planet back. According to their leader, Oso, this is the equivalent of crashing on a friend's couch for a few days, and he doesn't seem overly concerned. I really admire his optimism. That is truly a rare luxury these days. Hopes that the Terminids would cease their eastward expansion were dashed almost immediately with a sporefall event upon Inari, and for whatever reason, impalers are present at a 1,400% increased rate. A few tips, Helldivers. Blow the chitin off their legs instead of shooting at their exposed faces. Once stripped of armor, impaler legs have less armor and less HP than its head, and the Terminid can't move to cover the vulnerability like it can with its face. Feeling that of a coilist, quasar, appropriately charged epoch, ultimatum, or thermite grenade to the skull will usher it on to the hereafter with no further issues. As for the problem of finding the rotten jerk, simply open your map. Terminids, once antagonized, are almost always on the move. If you see a large radar contact that is unmoving, that's probably the impaler. If you're wrong, you still found a big target that could become the big problem for somebody. So you might as well bust its tyrannical thorax back down into E710 while you're there. As for the situation on the Western Front, 2 words. Border gore. There are 2 distinct problematic zones right now. First is the Marspira sector, where the Chip Brigade and Incineration Corps are taking revenge for their past humiliations there by conquering the entire sector with jetpack jerks on Fenmire and Bernie Burns on Tarsh. Disco Inferno is also making a play for a bet from 3. For the love of liberty, that fanatic just can't seem to catch a break. Now for, by far, the least pleasant part of my morning, the Illuminate Death Frontier. The situation has completely fallen apart, with Grafmere and Tarsh lost with Effluvia well on the way, and Kerth Secundus and Miriam looking to join them by the end of the day. The path of enemy advance is clear. Their goals are to conquer Seychelles Beach and then New Yearning City upon Fort Sanctuary, in the hopes of acquiring enough voteless to make another play at Super Earth. Once they accomplish this, all they need to do is take Cerberus 3C and Prosperity Falls, and then we'll right back to Super Earth Defense Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, which I'm certain the people of Gun will be thrilled by. The Illuminate Death Frontier has completely spiraled out of control, stretching from the Omega Sector in the southern galactic periphery all the way to the interior Cancri Sector. Trillions have been slain, and as far as how many have been transformed into voteless, I'm afraid I can't even begin to give you a number. I have been doing what I can down here and have run maybe 60 missions over the past week to try to slow the squids down. Really, I dropped the granddaddy of democratic wrath on them. Repeatedly. It did nothing. There just are not enough dedicated squid divers. Not enough divers on any front to make this work, really. If these hell jumpers are not the stuff of legend in industrial quantity, well guys, it's been fun. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. And like it or not, we may not be surviving this one, Helldivers. That doesn't mean that we need to go out like wimps, though. We'll do what we've always done. Suck in the democratic breath, squeeze those triggers, and make sure that we're not lonely in hell. Whoa, 500 kg bombs be upon ye. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.